Hello everyone, welcome to Dear Love Talk, the part of our program that answers any questions you have on relationships. With me, James.
And with me, Helena. And it couldn't be easier to get in touch with us. All you need to do is to email us on questions@lovetalkshow.tv or also via Facebook or Instagram and
That's
anything
right.
else you like.
Now, the first question comes from someone who contacted us on Facebook and says, I've been divorced for 4 years and have an 8-year-old son. I'm struggling to educate him by myself. What do I do? Now, I don't know if this is from a man or a woman. You know, I think one of the biggest mistakes anyone can do if they're struggling by themselves and have a son and they feel under pressure, they feel like they're struggling to raise that child by themselves. One of the biggest mistakes could be to feel that you have to go and find a relationship so you could get help to raise that child. A relationship, when it's right and when it's nurtured correctly, can of course help in bringing up children. Right? It's a safe and great environment to do that. What doesn't work is if you have a child and you're by yourself and you go looking for someone just so you can have help to bring up that child. You're doing things the wrong way around. You know, a child will need to grow up in a loving environment and you need to create that loving environment. So should you find someone to be in a relationship with and love develops, then great. And that person will help you for sure with your son and things will become easier. But please don't go out looking for someone just because it will make raising your son easier. That would be a mistake.
Yeah, indeed. And it's interesting that you start your question by saying that you are divorced. Of course, we can't judge you or say everything we want to say or maybe what we think it is. No, but it seems to me that, you know, you need to see, okay, you are divorced, it's part of your past, and now it's, you know, this is your life now. You have a child, and you need to be strong to raise that child, because you are strong. You are strong. Look around you, how many people make it? How many people are left with 2, 3, 4 children and they make it? So you have that strength within you. What I want to say to you today is this: put aside the word divorced, because that doesn't make you less, you know, fortunate or less strong, or any of that kind. So, you know, you can still be whoever you want to be. You can still have your son have the education you want him to have. Is it difficult? Yes, it must be really difficult. But can you make it? Yes, you can. And there are lots of organizations out there that can help you. Yeah. And I encourage you to look into these things. And like you said, don't rush into a relationship now. Give it some time, because you don't want to hurt yourself again until you're ready to...
The positive thing, you said you're divorced for 4 years, is that no matter how difficult things are, you have found some kind of stability. Okay, and that's good. So bringing someone in earlier than the person should come in, or for potentially a wrong reason, could destabilize that environment you've created. So I know it's hard, I know it's difficult. Things will change at the right time and with the right person. Just don't go looking for a relationship for the wrong reason.
Yes, and you are your son's hero, so you can do it.
Next question is for you.
It's from Emmanuel, and it says, "Hi guys, my relationships always tend to end because I have a problem with being possessive with my girlfriends. I know this is a problem and I haven't been able to beat this yet. And I want to stop, treating my future partner as an object I own." Very strong way of saying it. What do I do? Well, first of all, it's really good that you acknowledge that you have a problem, because maybe, I don't know if you've ever said that to anyone, a friend of yours, or even your past girlfriends, but the fact that you mentioned in your question that you know you have a problem, that is already very good. Because imagine me telling you, imagine your ex-girlfriends telling you have a problem, you are too possessive, I can't breathe. And you keep saying, no, the problem is you are the problem in the relationship. So I'm not saying that they are right or wrong, but what I want you to do is to focus on yourself at the moment and deal with that inner issue that you have. Now, I say that a lot, you know, depending on the questions, there is a lot of inner issues that are unresolved. And what you do, for example, maybe, I'm not a psychologist, but from what I see and hear, if you had a difficult childhood, then you tend to hold on to people a lot. And people need their space. Please, if you've watched our videos, you understand what I mean by space. You know, you respect the person, you let the person breathe. You're not just always there checking on her, doubting what she's saying and making sure that what she's saying is right or wrong or true or a lie. Don't be obsessive, because that pushes people away, and you're not ready to be in a relationship just as yet because you haven't sorted that out.
Yeah, and the only thing I have to add to what you just said is that you said you know you have a problem with being possessive, so stop being possessive. Just stop it. And you know, I was talking to someone recently, and this person was saying, listen, I tell my wife, you have to love me. They were having some problems, and he said, I tell my wife, you have to love me. Why don't you love me anymore? You have to love me. The more you tell someone they have to do something, the less they do it. So the more you try to take possession almost of someone, the further that person becomes from you. And that's why you said yourself, you always end up by yourself. So that doesn't work. Stop being possessive. If the person loves you, they'll be with you because they want to be with you.
Yeah, and just to finalize, Emmanuel, right? I think you need to love yourself more. You need to look at yourself more and stop looking at your partner too much. That's why you become so obsessive or possessive and all that. So look at yourself, deal with those issues, because if you don't, this is going to be a déjà vu over and over and over. It's not going to change. The problem is not the person, the problem is inside.
That's right. So we're going to go to the final question now, and I'm already going to get the buzzer here ready because we're going to have to use the buzzer for this one. Now, the final question comes from Camilla Saints, and she says, hello, Love Talk. I'm living a complex situation right now. I'm 23 years old, and I'm married to a 48-year-old man. I married him a few months ago. He has 2 children from a previous marriage, and we currently live in a flat above his ex.
Okay.
So
I see where this is going, but carry on.
Hold on a second, I haven't finished yet. Just picture that, 23 years old, married to someone who's 48 years old, with 2 children from a previous relationship, living in a flat, in an apartment above his ex. It's already a recipe for disaster. Now, she says, he talks to her all the time and spends a lot of time in her house. And I think he's being unfaithful to me because he's addicted to porn and ignores me. Because of this, I recently also cheated on him as payback for how he treats me. But I do love him and want things to work out. He also blames me for the state of our relationship because I can't have any children. So I'll let you do the honors. Go ahead.
Well, okay.
Go ahead.
Just press the button.
That's it.
I'm
now, I don't know where to start because...
No, you ask yourself, is this for real? But it is.
You know, first of all, let's just say that when we say, is this for real? Please, we're not diminishing your question. It's a very valid question. I just think that there's so many wrong things about this that you need to stop and think. First of all, you know, there is a very huge age difference, age gap between both of you. And please don't feed me the spiel of, you know, love is greater than all things, and if you love each other, it doesn't matter. Because that's baloney. It's not true.
Yeah.
You know,
as time goes by,
he's nearly 50, you're 23. When he gets to 60, 70, you're going to be at, you know, the prime of your age. And I understand you like this person, perhaps you even think that you love this person, but it's very difficult to make a relationship like this work. Plus you put the fact there that he has a problem with porn, the fact that he lives above his ex and goes to see her all the time, the fact that you've cheated on him, the fact that he blames you for the relationship not working because you can't have any children, as if having children would solve your problems. Do you really think that having children is what you need? Do you think having children will make him be faithful to you and move to another apartment and all this kind of stuff? That's an illusion. So, I don't want to say to you that this marriage is not going to work or you should leave, but I am going to tell you that in the current state that this relationship is in, it's not going to work. First of all, because you have no respect for each other. You have no respect for him, and he has no respect for you. He doesn't respect you because and he doesn't hide the fact that he has an addiction to porn, and he goes and stays all the time with his ex. You don't respect him because you cheated on him. You thought that would fix the problem. You thought, oh, this is my way of payback. I think there's so many fundamental wrong things in this relationship that it's hard to find one that is good. And therefore, I know you want to say something.
Oh, my throat is itching, not my throat.
But therefore, what you need to think is you need to evaluate the real reason why you married this person. Perhaps you were looking for a dad, for a father figure. Please, I don't want to judge you, but it does seem quite odd that you accepted to know that you were going to live in the flat above.
That's what I was going to say.
I think there's things here that you really have to stop and say, listen, I've compromised too much. You've compromised with yourself because you cheated and you accepted that, using the excuse it's because, you were getting back at him. And
it's childish.
And it gets to a point where if there's nothing good, positive to hold on to a relationship, you really have to ask yourself the question if you should be there.
Indeed. Let me just give you a piece of from a woman to another woman. Listen, I'm not here to judge you or anyone in the same situation. But love yourself. Love yourself. For example, you said that you married a few months ago, okay? Didn't you know that you were going to live in the same building as his ex? Didn't you already know that he had an addiction to porn? Maybe you didn't know that one, but couldn't you see that he's very mature, and maybe he said to you, oh, what's the problem? She lives upstairs, we live downstairs. We're all a big family and there's nothing between us. And there's, what do I mean by loving yourself? You need to, don't be afraid. If this relationship is bad for you, because this can mess with your mind and it can make you become many things you don't want to become. It can make you an insecure person. It can make you a fearful person for the future. Just be sincere with him. Talk to him. Address the issue. Clean up all that mess and come clean. Both of you, you need to have an adult conversation and sort out things between you, because this is such a mess. Look at the kids looking at all this.
So the bottom line is,
I don't know what else to say.
You are going to have to make a decision at some point, because there doesn't seem to be any substance to this relationship for you to hold on to. Now, that is your call. It's not my call. And for this relationship to work, there would have to be some dramatic changes. And even then, I think there's been a lot of rules that have been broken. Now, we have broken our 4-minute time frame to answer this question because it's such a complex question. But because we're on YouTube, there is no time frame to how much we can talk here.
Indeed. And I just wanted to say, maybe, that sometimes we forget to mention on our videos, if you want, because I know you are all free to send us questions, but did you know that you can come and see us personally and have a one-to-one and discuss your situation with us? We are very well, qualified to help you with matters of the heart, if you can call it so. We can talk to you and help you and give you advice, healthy advice, and then you see from there what you want to do. That's right, Elena. And Camila, we would love to speak to you if you have time. Get in touch with us. We'd love to help you with anything that you may be going through. Okay? Until next time, bye-bye.